One of the biggest areas that players struggle in Warzone is game sense and decision making. So today we're going to put your Warzone game sense to the test. We're going to break down both a Rebirth game and a Verdansk game, but at certain moments throughout each breakdown, we're going to pause the video to see if you can make the right decision. The question is, how high can you score? So we're going to start this thing off on Rebirth, guys. If you are only interested in Verdansk, here's the timestamp for you where that gameplay begins, so you can go ahead and fast forward to that now. Now, starting off on Rebirth, guys, as always, literally land wherever you want to. I don't care where you land. Just focus on getting to know that area, being able to get loadout down consistently, maybe picking up some kills in the process. You can land Stronghold, No Name Island, Harbor, Bio, Chem, Prison. I don't care where you land. You just got to focus on getting off to a better start early game, either with kills or with your loadout. Now, when I'm first landing in, guys, there's two things that I'm paying attention to. Number one is weapon pings. You know, if there's weapon pings around me, it means there's two teams fighting. We've got to be aware of that. The second is going to be crates, right? So if this crate was open right here, it's pretty obvious that there's another team floating around here somewhere. Even though there's no weapon pings, there's a team around here somewhere, so I've got to be a little bit more head on a swivel and pay attention to what's going on here. Also, where's my buy station, right? I'm trying to hit this buy station and get loadout every single time. So if there's weapon pings here, or, you know, maybe in courtyard, or, you know, maybe even on this side right here, that's a team that could potentially try to shoot me while I'm getting loadout. So I've got to be aware of that. By the way, guys, this is a crazy solo trios game. You guys are going to learn so much throughout this gameplay because there's so many different decisions. This was a sweaty, stacky solo trios lobby that we still managed to drop 20 plus kills in. So I promise you, if you do want the maximum experience out of this and maximum learning ability, put yourself in my shoes constantly, like actually as if you were playing the game, and put headphones in to help with a little bit of audio, because there are decisions that will be based off of that. Let's go ahead and grab loadout here, guys. By the way, if you are looking to get better at Warzone, I always say this, guys, just give me 30 days. Subscribe down below, watch my videos. I promise you will become a better player. And if not, after 30 days, you can always unsubscribe. I totally get it. But I guarantee you that's not going to happen. What's your thought process right here? We got loadout. We're in a good spot. We got perks, loadout guns, everything. We got 0 kills. What are we thinking? We don't have enough for a UAV. Again, my landing spot is the same every single time. I go to this buy station here, most likely, and then I rotate top prison. I'm going to rotate top prison, try to see what I can find, and work my way over towards, you know, towards headquarters, towards grandma's house. I will say in this moment, I did have a slight thought of, do I go buy a UAV? I don't have enough right here. But do I go loot up for the extra 1,500 to get the UAV? Ultimately decided just to kind of work my way across, try to see what I can find. Nothing on heartbeat. You can see we're just going to kind of keep working here. By the way, unopened crate, right? So nobody's been on this side of top prison yet. That's my thought right there in this moment. There's our weapon ping, right? So finally we get something to act on, which is, you know, at least one team shooting their gun inside of, you know, headquarters buildings. So let's go ahead and work this way, see what we can find. Most likely 2 teams shooting their gun, but we don't 100% know that. One guy flying in. Okay, trying to see what I can find. Now, what's your thought process right here? We've got 3 enemies on heartbeat. We obviously know that they're in this building. What's your thought process right here? If it's multiple enemies, guys, we have to play positioning. Now, there's a few different areas that we can play here. What you're going to ultimately see is how I play top of grandma's and kind of try to get on the same level. But the other place we can play is outside right here, right? We play close quarters positioning, kind of getting angles in here. But if we need to, we can always drop down. We can back off this way. We can really disengage. But I'm not going to actually, I'm never going to jump into this building here when it's 3 enemies and I'm going to get caught off guard and shot from different angles. So that's where we play close quarters positioning. So watch how I play this here. Look at this angle right here, guys. See how I kind of play? I don't play all the way up here. I kind of play here. This way I can kind of check inside and hopefully catch somebody pushing this way. Didn't mean to jump down there. Get ready. Again, put yourself in my shoes. What's your thought process here immediately? Even before we check weapon pings, or sorry, minimap pings, what's your thought? My thought process immediately is his teammate is right behind him here. right? So this guy, technically what he did is he jumped out this window and jumped down. My thought is his teammate is right behind him here, and I've got to be ready for him. Obviously, now we see that it's 2 enemies down below. Anticipation, anticipation. Stairs. Now, back off that, right? This is a really big one, guys, is getting out of fights before you go down. We're strafing to cover. He was broke. I was broke. Kind of a tough spot. I know that there were 2 enemies there. What's your thought process here? Okay, I'm thinking about what's the next angle that we challenge from, right? Where are these guys going to? So ultimately, I decided to jump across, and we hear him pushing upstairs. What are we doing? Immediately, right? Watch this guy to my left side here, right? We see that this guy's pushing across here, okay? Now, this one I really want you to pay attention to, guys. If you are new here, this is going to be a really in-depth breakdown because I want you to understand my thought process. I've got a solo fight, and this guy's pushing across here, so we can immediately start to work this. Enemy soldier incoming. Okay. Right? I want you to listen to this, and then we'll... Listen. Why do I push across here into headquarters? Okay? It's very simple. We go all the way back to here. Okay? One guy across, right? We know that one guy's across here. We hear enemy flying in. You know, we kind of get off to this weird spot where this guy's broke. The other guy, I don't really know. Does he have a gun? Does he not have a gun? I didn't really see the character skin there, so it's kind of tough to make a really informed decision. I know that I need to reload. Now, I work back up top here, right? And this is where things get interesting, okay? Eyes immediately go to minimap here, okay? And what do we notice? One guy above me right here, okay? So we got this guy above. Now, I want you to listen. You hear those footsteps, that little pitter patter in that slide. What is going off in your mind right now? What I just heard does not match the minimap here. So this is a new team down below me that's working in for the third party. How many enemies is it? I don't know. And if it's a 1v, I don't know how many enemies there are. I have to back off and play positioning and reset this fight, right? So immediately I work across here, and now I can start to think about, okay, what's my positioning? How do I re-engage this? I hear him kind of chasing a little bit. Again, I don't know how many it is. Probably could have tried to get that down a little bit better there. But again, I thought he was going to shoot. There's this guy straight across. What's a better angle that we could watch? Watch here again, guys. Game sense, right? We have one little angle right here, right? We've got one little angle right here. It's not really a big one, and that guy's going to have to sit there for a while. Watch how I use my positioning here, right? Look at this angle right here. See how much, see how I can see a little bit more into this building right here? This is where we can switch up that angle just a little bit. 2 enemies, by the way. By the way, right back to this same spot right here, right? We're playing this head glitch. Trying to figure out it, because I know it's 2, so I can't really push in. One guy right here. By the way, hey, Seth Rogen. Deuces. Guys, watch the hip fire right here. Man. Okay, what do we do? We get the thirst, right? No. Right? I took damage. I'm in a little bit of a weird spot here, guys. We're going to go ahead and work straight through, and then we think about the disengage when we're in a little bit better spot. Now, we're still in a tough spot because of this third party to our right side here, but we're going to go ahead, get this thirst, and thirst gives us the info, right? So now we can start to figure out what our next move is. I want you to really pay attention to this next situation right here because it's an area that a lot of you guys struggle, okay? One guy flying in. Still getting third party from behind. Okay, guys, in this moment, what do? What a lot of you guys do is you make a mistake here. You panic in this situation, and you are extremely low health, and instead of just chilling here for a second, you panic and lack patience, and you try to get into this window, and what ends up happening is either if it's because you can't jump through the window, which happens, or this guy actually has the angle on you, you die, right? What I'm going to do here is just chill for a second, right? And all I'm going to do here is buy time. Buying time so that I can replate. I'm going to end up even reloading here. And then what you're going to see is I'm going to jump through this window, and I do take some damage. But it doesn't matter because I'm full plates, right? Plate number 1. The only person... There's 2 people that can shoot me here. 3 people. Number 1 is this window. Number 2 is down lane. Number 3 is the rooftop right here. Okay, so that's kind of what I have to be careful of. But I know that the guy back behind me can't shoot me.
Switching mag.
God, guys, this is... And there I take a little bit of damage. This game's about to get nuts here. This game is about to get crazy. One guy up top. We're going to go to work the rest of this game, guys. And like I said, if you are looking to get better, give me 30 days. Let's rock. I promise you'll become a better player. This guy's back behind me here. Let's keep repositioning, right? Here we can start to see this pacing change. This is where in sweaty lobbies, guys, we really have to change our pace. What's your thought process right here? You got like potentially 3 guys in lobby. What are you thinking? I mean, we're going to fight. The question is, how do we fight them, right? First of all, positioning, right? And by the way, when we talk about positioning, high ground gives us a little bit more outplay potential. I want you to remember that. High ground gives us a little bit more outplay potential and a little bit more of a safety net. We'll circle back to that in a second here. One guy down below me. Let's go challenge. Where did this guy go? What's your thought process here? I'll listen again. Again, this is where headphones are important, guys. Did you hear him stop moving there for a second? So, here's my thought process. He's not here. He could be here. He could have jumped out and circled back this way. Or he could be in here. I know, though, for a fact that he's not here. Okay? So, we pretty much guarantee know that he's sitting in this little cubby. And by the way, if he's not in that cubby, then he jumped out the door. But again, he stopped moving. So that's a very predictable place for him to be since he stopped moving and he wasn't down lane. I don't know how I don't get this thirst. I just don't understand. Where are we going from here? Remember what I told you. Remember, I got guys chasing me here. High ground gives us outplay potential. Get me out, right? That breaks that line of sight, and now I can start to finesse here. What are we doing? What are you doing in this moment here? What are you doing? What are you doing? I mean, guys, we're going to keep fighting here. Okay? What are you doing? I mean, you got 3 guys here. You've got 1. You've got 2. You've got 3. What's your thought? 100% get the thirst. And the only reason that there's 3 reasons I get the thirst. Number 1, takes this guy out of the fight, right? This guy's dead, leaving me in a 1v2 spot. Number 2, minimap pings. Now, the other dynamic, kind of the third thing here, is I didn't take any damage there, right? So I know that even though I get hit a bunch, doesn't matter. They're not going to get me down. Now we can go ahead. We see the minimap pings. We can go ahead and grab a plate here. 5 kills, by the way. We're just kind of piecing this thing together, 1 kill at a time. Third party, weapon pings over to the left side. These guys are over here. Look at the fighting over to my left side. Right here. Listen. 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 Doof, 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 doof. Do you hear the guy run up the stairs? Who do I have to be aware of right here? Doof, 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 doof. The guy run up the stairs. Now, potentially pushing back down here. Which is why I get out so quick.
We've got 10 squads active in the field.
Watch this. Pay attention. What would you do? What are you doing right here? I mean, it's a tough spot. Guys, this one's simple. I mean, you're broken. He's broken. I mean, you 100% have to anticipate the re-challenge right here. And we slide to this and we play the head glitch. Always looking for a head glitch. Boom. Right? Here he comes. He wants to. He's aggressive too. I'm aggressive. This is where players in better lobbies are aggressive, guys. You can use that against them. 1 guy on my level, 1 guy up above. Now I start to think about this re-engage once again. Okay, we're starting to think about how do we get back into this fight. Keep everything squared. Guys, stuff happens. I mean, it happens, guys. And all that happened here, when you really look at it, was I had gone for the impact to try to impact up top here. You know, this guy challenged around the corner really well. Obviously, teammate right there. And then just because I had cover, the only reason I threw the impact nade against cover was because I had it, right? So a little bit unfortunate there. And then we play a fun little window game here. I have Shrouded perk. Go ahead, get out. So I get out, and I want you to remember the fact that I get out, and then I can't get back in here. And then I end up dying right here around the corner. But watch the kill cam. The kill cam's actually pretty funny because this guy doesn't know where I am, and then he's trying to jump through the windows as well, and then finally he gets through. Guys, that is what it is. A little bit unfortunate there. Let's go ahead and fly back in. We still have our free loadout down. Let's go ahead and think about what our next move is. Man, this gameplay has me just... I love this gameplay so much for you guys when it comes to that game sense dynamic. Immediately, what do you notice? Immediately, right? Immediately, guys. There's no question about it that you guys need to pick up on this guy on my level straight ahead. The other thing is whenever you're flying in, guys, right, we pay attention to cash flow, right? Because this is going to tell us, like, what our next move is, what we have the ability to do. So we're just going to go ahead and work this way. You know, I know ultimately I'm going to go ahead and push forward straight ahead here. You know, UAV. Let's use this arbor box. It's here. Let's go ahead and use it. Mine as well. Now we pop UE. Boom. We pop UE. Notice 2 guys down below me straight ahead. 2 guys further back here. But I'm watching where these guys are moving to. Okay, that's the biggest thing. Watch where they move to. Right? Now it's on my level down below. Notice the close quarters positioning here, right? I'm not just pushing into the building here, right? We're playing outside close quarters positioning. I want you to remember that. Right? Now we slow play it. Don't be afraid to ADS walk a little bit if we need to. There's number 1. There, that guy's broken. That's a pretty easy kill. What's your next move from here? Like, what's your... Like, and guys, you're going to see... I'm going to play this again. Watch how fast my reaction... Watch how fast I make the next decision about what to do. One guy straight across here. He's on my level, right? Solo player straight across. Tagged, right? Let's think ahead. Okay. Guy caught me completely off guard there, which is fine. We finesse, right? And where do we go? We go right back to close quarters positioning. Listen. Did you hear that crate open? Where's the crate? I mean, the crate's down in the room, right? So now I'm full plates. I got 44 in the LC-10, right? The crate is down in the room. He's got to be down here. Now we just go ahead and we anticipate, we execute. Obviously, guys, winning gunfights is a whole different beast. Aim, movement, hip fire. And immediately, guys, we're going to go ahead and just start to work towards UAV here, right? Let's go pop UAV. Let's put ourselves in a good position to understand where teams are. I'll leave my practice video at the end of this one, by the way, guys, in terms of how to practice your aim and movement, whether you have Black Ops 6 multiplayer or you don't. Let's pop advanced UAV here because we have the cash with the fire sale. Look at this guy on my level here. 2 things that I really want to break down here with an advanced UAV. Number 1, it's live. So you see how, like, when I popped his first UAV, it's going to go ahead and it pulses. See the pulse? And then, like, we're going to go ahead, it pulses again. Notice how the advanced UAV is actually a live UAV. It never pulses. It just stays there the entire time, and you can literally see them moving. The other thing, guys, when it comes to these arrows, this is the direction that they are looking, okay? And this right here is the direction of where they are. So this guy is, like, if I were to break down this right here, this guy is above me, right? And he's looking this direction, okay? Does that make sense? So this guy's on my level looking this direction here. This guy is on level-wise. He's above me because of this arrow. And right here, this guy is looking this direction. That's really important to understand with those advanced UAVs. Yeah, so see this guy here, I can see that he's above me here. We play a little bit of positioning, and then obviously we have to execute right here. Now let's talk about this next situation, right? What's your thought process in this moment? You just get that full kill. You know, you see some pulses starting to happen up top here. You see a bunch of fighting. But what do you notice? I mean, what I immediately notice here is this, right? I immediately notice the 1v1 fight down below, always looking for those solid concrete info 1v1 fights, right? So this guy's down below here. Let's go and work that. This is just going to be something that you have to be able to win this gunfight, right? Which definitely takes experience and, you know, practice in terms of being able to kill that guy while only taking a plate of damage. Watch mini-map here. Where are we going? Right? See mini-map right there. This guy's flying in with no plates and barely has a gun. Now he's got loadout, obviously, but we're able to go ahead and get that kill, right? Notice we still have this advanced UAV up. Watch. The only reason, guys, I hate opening big map. I hate it. I hate it because it's a waste of time, right? But in this case, I wanted to take note of where everybody was, right? So I wanted to, this isn't on my little mini map here. You guys notice here, when I pull this thing down, it's not on my little mini map, right? It's just dots on the right side. So I wanted to kind of understand where those guys were. But more importantly, look at this right here. Watch. See, now I hate doing this, guys, but like this is, I have the advanced UAV up. I can literally watch him. Like, it is what it is. I mean, I'm going to take the kill. I'm absolutely going to. We're at 14 kills, by the way. A little bit unfortunate. There's only 3 teams left. Let's go ahead and talk about this end game, guys. End game begins when respawn disables. 7 seconds left here. It's going to be a great end game all the way around. You're going to learn a lot here. Now, in this case, I don't worry about the guy back below me here. I'm more so concerned about this team up top. More concerned about this team on top prison. I don't know when it happened. At some point, I got dialogue that there was an enemy advanced UAV overhead. So just keep that in mind. There's an enemy advanced UAV overhead. I just don't know where. I don't know who. Okay, so we got this solo player to my right side. Obviously, this team's rooftop, guys. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about the fact that this team's rooftop. What do you do in this situation? I ultimately decide to PA. You know. Ultimately decided to make the move and PA that. Try to see if I can get anything. But I know those guys are all playing very, very close together. This is the same sweat squad that I've been fighting for a lot of the game. You know, weapon pings up top, but here's what we do. We find a different angle, right? There's a lot of different... I want you to remember that. Find a different angle. There's a lot of ways to challenge different buildings and approach different buildings. We need to be thinking about those, okay? You know, how many of you guys play... How many of you guys play zip right here? Now, I want you to pay attention to my positioning, okay? This is really important. Because what you are going to see here, I'll show you here, okay? Knocked. Unfortunate. Kind of wish I had that PA back. Obviously, 3 guys right here. Now, you can see, guys, you see this little sliver right here? See this? Notice how I'm never getting too far away from that. Okay, see how this is open? This is my retreat. Okay, this is how I get out of this situation. So I'm not going to stray too far forwards here. You're going to see me always kind of stay right around here just in case I need to drop down. Watch. Okay, we're going to impact nade. Still don't understand how I'm not getting anything there. Okay, this guy's right here. Downed. Downed. Got to go ahead and push down below here. Just give it up, right? But there you see my ability to go ahead and drop down low there. And now we go ahead and start to think about our next move. I don't even know who shot me there. Is that the first guy that I downed? Right? We're playing a different angle. We're not going to overpeak this here. I know they're floating around here. But watch what we do. Listen. I just heard a parachute. Okay? So I heard a parachute. Playing solo trios here. What's your thought process? Now, if we really break this down here, okay? There were 3. 1 is still up here. 1 I killed over here. And 1's down below. Okay? So that's kind of my thought process. But where is the guy that's down below and buys back? Right? There's the buyback. What do you think he wants to do right now? Probably wants to get back with his teammate. Right? He probably wants to get back up to rooftop. But I know that's a 1v1 fight. So I'm just kind of waiting for this guy here. Until I see that. The moment I see the weapon pings, I'm like, oh, they're fighting. What's your thought process right here? I guarantee you none of you guys would ever think about this. Maybe you would. And if you would, that means you have good game sense. 99.9% of you would never make this play. I told you. There's a lot of ways on top prison. By the way, enemy UAV, I'm assuming that's the team that's this rooftop here. So that's my assumption as I'm taking ladder, is this team's going to know that I'm over here. I just don't know where they are. There he is. There he is. Yep, stunned. Playing high ground. Playing our positioning here. There's the second guy right there. We caught a quick glimpse of him. Just trying to figure out where he's going here. And then he thinks that I dropped down. We're going to go ahead and pick up that kill right there. 1, 2. I am a little bit concerned here about where his third teammate is. Where is that third guy? But there's the buyback. But I know that I can play this little sliver up top here. Right? I have a little sliver that I can play on this top of prison here. The other thing that I need to keep in mind is I don't have self-revive. So a little bit of a mistake on my end is I don't have self-revive in this situation. Means I've got to be really, really careful. Great circle pull. Yeah, well, I mean, that's the buyback right there, right? That guy's trying to live ping and, hey, he's right on top in this corner here, do all this stuff. He just floated too long. There's this team. Okay, so there's that team pushing up. Although I don't think I saw him right there. Oh, that's where I saw him. I saw him right here. Again, how many of you guys think to play right here? Right? This, I don't love. Here's the thing. Let me explain this. Here's the problem with this angle. So there's 3 guys. I'm pretty sure that it's 1, 2, and then maybe another one back here. I'm not 100% sure. But the problem with this angle up here is I'm very exposed, right? And again, especially when it comes to the TTK, I could get team shot. I don't have self-revive. I'm in a really bad spot. So watch what I do here. This angle right here is this guy can barely see the tip of my forehead, right? There's nothing. See how we play a slightly better angle? And then from there, you know, it's just about this Krig is disgusting. You know, there's kill number 19. I know that these guys still have to rotate in zone. One guy down below me here. Where are you? Not 100% sure. There he is, and we back off, right? You can see how exposed I am right there. But we're just going to go ahead and play zone. He's got to push into me again. That's what it is. GG's. I'm going to take the 20 here. You know, I died to the mortar, and I never got the noti. The one thing I did get here, just as a lesson to be learned, guys, this would have to be, you'd have to have just the craziest game sense, is this. So if you notice here, there's a weapon ping. See this ping right here? See this one right here? But he did not shoot his gun, right? When somebody calls in a cluster of precision, they actually pop up on the radar as a red dot. So if you watch this back here, in this moment, this would be so hard to actually pick up on. But there's the weapon ping, and he doesn't show up on radar. Now, I picked up on the weapon ping right here, right? So I picked up on it right here because I looked at, after I dropped down and found cover, I tried to figure out where this guy was, right? Which is exactly what we did. But yeah, I mean, that's a really tough spot to say, oh, you know, this is a weapon ping, but no weapon, right? Technically speaking, this right here equals cluster strike or PA. Is what it is, guys. GG's. Let's go ahead and jump into Verdansk here. So let's go ahead and jump in here to Verdansk, guys. If you are subscribed to watch my videos, this gameplay will probably look a little bit familiar. I used this as a live commentary in a previous video. But look, it's a high kill solo duos win. Really good game all the way around. So I want to break down why I make the decisions that I do and how it sets me up for success. Now let's start off right here. Why do I land in Quarry? I mean, I don't usually land in Quarry, but in this game in particular, guys, I just wanted to focus on loadout. I did not care about getting any kills early. And what I really want you to understand about this early game strategy and decision-making dynamic is take note of this right here. 2.5 minutes until first circle actually starts to close. First circle is really long. This is 2.5 minutes until it actually starts to close. Now I'm going to go ahead and push this forward here. Notice I grab a most wanted contract because I literally could get nothing going cash flow wise. Let's keep pushing this forward. Look at this right here. Now we have 1 second until first circle starts to close. I just wasted 2.5 minutes trying to get loadout here early. We still go on to drop a really good game all the way around. Early game does not matter, guys. You don't have to land Overlook. You don't have to land Superstore, Hospital. You don't have to hot drop. You can land as far out of circle as you want to. You could float for 1,500 meters to be able to safely get loadout down. And now we can really focus on getting momentum and keeping momentum. Now from here, what is our thought process? There's two things. Number one, vehicle. Okay, I love using vehicles. They allow us to rotate quickly. They allow us to get shot at out in the open, and we don't have to worry about getting to cover. The car is going to give us the cover. And of course, we have the bounty contract over this direction. Now, I end up rotating over to the car, but I don't grab the bounty. I'm not 100% sure why. I'm going to be totally honest with you here. Definitely a mistake on my part. I should have grabbed this bounty contract, but we're just going to start driving around looking for info. Now, what do we think about in this moment right here? Besides the bounty contract, besides the scavenger contract, both of these guys, technically speaking, when we talk again, grand scheme, you could absolutely do another contract here and be able to get even more momentum going. But what I'm thinking about in this moment here is this LTV, right? So this is 4-door, this is 4-door, but this gives us a lot more cover. So I'm always thinking about upgrading our car. If I have an ATV, I'm looking for Polaris. If I have a Polaris, I'm looking for an LTV. Just something to give me a little bit more cover. By the way, guys, if you are looking to get better at Warzone, as I always say, just give me 30 days. Subscribe down below, watch my videos. I promise you'll become a better player. If not, after 30 days, you can always unsubscribe, but I guarantee you that's not going to happen. I paused here because this is important. If you want the most out of this video, put headphones in of some sort, AirPods, put your headset on, something that allows you to hear audio a little bit better because of this. Boom, right? Listen to that again. I'm always keeping an eye out for this. That sound right there is a loadout drop. Okay, so I know a team just threw a loadout over to my left side here. Let's go work that a little bit, right? When you throw loadout, generally speaking, you're pretty out in the open. Unfortunate little drifts right there. Now, as we work up here, where did these guys just go? Make an educated guess where you think these guys just went. Where would you go? Probably into Big Blue. That's where 99% of people are going to go here. So we're going to work it just a little bit. I hate fighting in this building though. So I'm going to push. And my goal here is to try to catch them pushing up the stairs. Now, what I hear in this case, is they've already pushed past that first stairwell. So this isn't fighting at this point because they're just going to hold the stairwell. They're just going to sit there and basically do nothing. Now, what you guys can't see behind my camera is I catch a quick glimpse of them out the window. So I'm going to push around here. We're going to play a little bit of positioning. You're going to see them right here on this second story window right here. What's your thought process right here? One's broken, one's tagged. I still don't like this fight, guys. Like, I'm looking for fights that I can really have an advantage in or kind of put myself in a spot. I'm definitely not looking for fights where I'm at a disadvantage, which is exactly what pushing that Big Blue building is. So I'm just going to leave it. I'm just going to leave here. We're going to get back in the car. We're going to rotate. Of course, that's the type of player that those guys are. Incoming missile. They're shooting rockets at me. So we're just going to go ahead and work up the hill here. Try to see what we can find. This is a tough spot here when it comes to gaining momentum, but this is part of Verdansk. Crate over to my left side. And sometimes we're going to get that first kill that we need to really create that momentum. Now, I am running scavenger, guys, so this scavenger pack is going to give me an extra $1,500 here on top of this cash right here. 1, 2. Now, what's your thought process in this moment? We've got no information. We've got no momentum. But what we do have here, guys, that you always need to pay attention to is your cash flow, right? So I know that I don't have enough for a UAV yet, but I'm literally one crate away from being able to pop a UAV and get a better sense as to where teams are and try to figure out where my next rotation is. Minimap's going to be a big one that I want to focus on here throughout this. Okay, let's rock and roll. What do we got here? Okay, so we have this team that's in Big Blue, this rat team, right? This is the team that I was just fighting. We've got this team over here in Stadium, and then we've got these guys floating around over this way here. Now, I'm thinking about this guy. Keep in mind, I have Bird's Eye, so this is a solo player, right? Ghosted players pop up with Bird's Eye. This is why I run Bird's Eye, especially in solos and duos. If you play trios and quads, you probably want 1, maybe 2 players to run Bird's Eye, but at least 1 player running Bird's Eye so that you can see ghosted players. Now, what's our thought process right here? What do we see, right? Well, we see most wanted. We can take note of that, but that's not really, this isn't really important at all, okay? What I see is this. I see a solo player, and then immediately what I'm thinking about is as soon as we figure out this solo player and hopefully get this kill, we're going to go ahead and work over this direction here. And this is where we have to remember this information. What a lot of you guys do is you say, hey, I'm going to go kill him. And then as soon as you kill him, you don't know where to go to next because you never take in this information. It's also something that I'm working on as well, making sure I always know where my next fight is. And also notice that right there. What did you notice on that last ping? Right? We're going to go ahead. We're going to work this direction. Boom, this last ping right here. What do we see? Guys, I'm playing solo duos. This is 1, 2, 3, right? So this is 2 teams over here. Okay, we need to make sure we pick up on that information. Okay, let's go ahead and work this. How are we playing this right? Where is this guy? Where'd this guy go? I have no idea, right? So we're just gonna play a little bit of high ground, make sure we have cover, make sure we're you can kind of see. I'm just looking this direction here. I know he's here somewhere. I also know the guys over to my right side are fighting, so I'm kind of keeping an eye over here where this guy is. But if I don't see him, I'm just going to go ahead and work over to those next buildings. But 3, 2, 1. See this guy. Now we go ahead and execute. We're able to get that kill for kill number 2. And immediately, we're going to go ahead and work this direction. Could I have looted that guy? Yeah, I could have looted that guy. But ultimately, I wanted to get over to this next fight as quick as possible here before that information changed too much. Notice I also do not have a heartbeat sensor. By the way, guys, if you are subscribed, can you comment down below just how much you've improved over the last how long you've been subscribed? It would just be super, super helpful for those people who are not subscribed yet. What are we thinking right here? Okay, look at as we're rotating up here, what's our information? Our information is this building right here. Okay, so this is the further back building here. So I'm always thinking about positioning, guys. Watch what we do here, right? We're playing inside the building. We're playing second floor. You know, I know what building these guys are in. These guys are in this building right here. Right? These guys are in this building further back. Yep, let's play our positioning here. Obviously, that's my bounty. You can see the threat level. Let's watch. Knocked. What's your thought process? Well, we saw the second guy, right? Now, the big thing here is, especially in solo duos, like 1 down, 1 still alive, I'm going to immediately work my way towards my next fight. Right? So you can see, like, as I'm plating up here, I'm working my way towards this next fight. Then we go jump spot here. We hear the guy pushing up the stairs. Let's take the 1v1 fight. That all starts with that initial knock. And by the way, guys, at the end of this video, I have my video on how to practice, really how to work on your aim and movement, whether you have Black Ops 6 or not. What do we think about right here? This is immediate, guys. This is immediate UAV, right? This is no questions asked. We need to kind of keep that momentum. There's our heartbeat sensor, thankfully. Let's go ahead and pop UAV, figure out what our next move is. Now, this is a little bit unfortunate. We only have the most wanted. Again, we're going to grab this LTV here. Make sure you are using cars to rotate. You know, at the end of the day, guys, when it comes to fighting people and pushing teams in a car, you don't have to get out right on top of them. So we can still keep that element of surprise even when using a car. But I'm just going to try to get into circle once again. I'm always trying to fight in circle as much as possible, especially on Verdansk. Now, we see these pings over to the left side. Notice these guys right here over to my left side. Right? What team do you think this is? What team do you think this is over here? Do you think this is the team that was in Big Blue earlier over here that was trying to shoot me with missile locking RPG or missile locking whatever and sniping and playing inside the building? I think so. So, you know what? I'm going to take the smart fight. I'm just going to leave those guys and just not even... I'm going to, like, explore it a little bit. And then you're going to see me go, these are probably the guys that were in Big Blue that have the missile locking and everything. So, I'm just not even going to bother with those guys. Let's go ahead and focus on getting into circle. You know, 4 kills early game, right? 4 kills early. Let's just go ahead and see what our next move is from here. Now, what are you thinking about in this moment, okay? We're in a vehicle. We've got loadout. We've got loadout, guns, perks, everything. You know, we unfortunately don't have enough cash for a UAV. What's your thought process right here? I'm just wandering, okay? And wandering on Verdansk is okay. We're just going to keep driving, right? And hopefully we get shot at. Hopefully we see somebody flying in. Hopefully we see a sniper glint. Hopefully we see some piece of information that we can act on. But this is just going to allow me to kind of keep clearing areas and getting 2 different areas to potentially see a weapon ping or something that allows me to go ahead and start the fight. Now, from here, guys, don't forget about your supply runs, right? Like, hey, let's just go ahead and take this, right? Let's take the supply run. We're going to get a discounted UAV here once we complete this. It's going to allow us to restart that momentum. Our ultimate goal, guys, if you are looking to get kills, is UAV kills, loot them, the scavenger packs, loot all that stuff, get more UAVs, keep pushing. Obviously, we can talk about the balanced playstyle, passive playstyle, just fight in circle as much as possible. We're going to really talk about this end game because this clutch is absolute perfection in this game here. And if you are watching this in the morning, good morning. If you're watching this afternoon, good afternoon. If you're watching this in the evening, good evening. I got to drink my cup of coffee because I'm recording this at 9:25, bright and early. Look up top here. There's an enemy flying in, right? So I know somebody's going to be, and this is where, like I said, eventually we're going to get some piece of information that we can act on. I'm trying to figure out what I want to do here because I really want to get this supply run done. Yep, watch this guy up top. He obviously knows that I got out. We're going to double smoke it, right? If you're going to run smokes, you got to use them. UAV. And now we can track this enemy. Again, by the way, if you guys are running bird's eye, see how this guy is just a dot with an arrow above? That means he has ghost. Okay, if he's not ghosted, he would be the full arrow showing me where he's looking. But he has ghost, so I can only see the level that he's on. Which is still great because I can understand how I want to push this guy. Yep, pushing up top. Really bad spot there in terms of, you know, how I challenge that because I'm completely exposed out in the open here. He does a really good job of sliding to this head glitch right there, making him a really hard target to hit. But at the end of the day, I even say it in the live commentary, I just shot better than that guy. And guys, we gotta win gunfights. You know, you can have great game sense and decision making. You still have to learn how to actually win gunfights. Look right here, guys. Multiple enemies right here. Right? So immediately I'm working my way this direction, working my way towards my next fight. Let's see what we do. Think about, put yourself in my shoes here. What are we thinking about? Do you shoot this guy? If you're team shotting, if you have a full squad, you could probably shoot this guy off the ATV, but I'm not going to do it because I don't want to give away my location. But what's your thought in this moment? I thought there were multiple dots over in police. I didn't think it was just one guy. I thought it was two. So I jump spot here to play high ground, right? Always thinking about high ground here. As soon as we get heartbeat sensor, we go ahead, we confirm, hey, there's at least one guy in police. And we execute. Now, the important thing here, game sense and decision-making wise, guys, is I don't get those two kills if, number one, I don't realize and think about the fact that I think there's still another enemy at least in police station, so I don't get that kill if that doesn't cross my mind. And I don't get these kills if I don't play high ground, because they would be high ground, I would be low ground. This is where my thought on Verdansk is always, always, always high ground first, high ground first, high ground first. And then from there, we've got to execute, right? We've got to be able to hit shots there to be able to get those kills. But once again, you're going to see, now we've got that cash flow dynamic. I could have probably put you to the test there, but we've got $9,000, we got $10,000, we've got self-revive, which is super, super important, especially when playing solo duos. Now we can really start to piece together this momentum. I mean, we've got a lot of information here. Got a lot of information here. And I'm trying to figure out where enemies are, right? Like, what should I push here? You know, this guy's top crane, which is going to be a pretty brutal fight. You know, let's keep an eye on what we're looking at here. Okay, so we're going to push this guy over here. Again, remember, nobody's ghosted. I see everybody. So if I see one dot, I know that it's a solo player. Now, immediately what I think about is this guy over to my right side that's out in the open, right? I see this guy crossing over, and I know that there's not a lot of cover. Plus, I kind of like fighting in this area. It's a pretty good place for me to fight. It's kind of an area that I play well. So if these guys are pushing into here, hey, this should be a pretty easy kill for me. And we're just going to keep an eye on where he's moving to, right? Okay, now he's moving over to my right side. Now I hear a car. Yep, there's the car on minimap. So I'm going to not challenge him out in the open here, but this is a big reason that I love running thermites, because if we stick the car, guys, they blow up. Now, I have a question for you. Why do I throw the thermite and then immediately run away? Why? Because I'm thinking about cover, right? Like, if these guys hop out right here, I'm in a really bad spot. I'm in a really tough 1v2 situation. So I kind of back off here to at least get a little bit of cover. And now from here, well, vehicle disable, enemy down, we get those 2 kills. Just like that, we're up to 9. That is a big reason that I like running thermites. I'm going to be honest with you guys, because I can stick cars and it blows up an LTV, or it disables an LTV. It blows up an ATV, blows up a Polaris. Like, thermites just give us a lot of versatility. Now, immediately back to UAV. I heard a guy. That's why I got so scared. Yeah, I hear just a little bit of footsteps there. Notice one guy on my level to the left side, one guy on my level to the right side. So what do? Guys, I'm always thinking high ground first. Always. Because it gives us so much versatility. It gives us so much cover. Puts us in a really good spot to be able to challenge. And again, you're going to see that a little bit later on here, especially with this end game. Now, this guy jumped down. I know I have a huge advantage, right? Because I can just straight shoot down on this guy until I hear zip. Once I hear zip, I know I got this guy pretty easy. Once again, let's take note of where our next fight is. Boom, next fight over there. Let's go ahead and get another UAV, really keep this momentum. My thought, guys, with UAVs is replace cash. So when I pop a UAV, like, I need to be able to get 1 or 2 kills out of that to be able to replace the cash and ultimately then get another UAV and try to keep that momentum going. Look at these guys straight ahead here. Right? These guys are straight ahead. Now I'm thinking about getting high ground. I got to figure out how to get it. Overlook is such a complex building at times, and I'm not 100% sure how to get to high ground until we get to this zip. Now you can see these guys crossing the street. Now once they're in Overlook, guys, this fight becomes a whole lot tougher because I don't know where they're going to be. That's the tough part. And now all of a sudden they're in Overlook, and this gets a lot tougher. Right? Let's keep trying to see what we can find here. Nothing on heartbeat. We're at 10 kills in third circle, guys. We're off to this is a great game so far. And you're going to have these moments throughout a Verdansk game where it is a little bit slower. I hear them running down below me. Just not 100% sure where. Got to execute because there's number 1. Not quite able to get that full kill. Should I have gotten that full kill there? Probably. Right? Like, I probably, technically, if you think about it, guys, I should have full killed this guy immediately, right? Why? Because if he has self-revive here, right, and he gets behind cover and uses it, it makes his fight a whole lot tougher. If I take this guy out, I'm in a 1v1 fight. I'm in a really, really, really good spot. So I should have 100% focused on the full kill there and then worried about enemy number 2. But we're just going to keep playing positioning. Trying to find the angle, trying to see what I can find here. Yep, there he goes up the stairs. Execute perfectly. Let's go ahead and loot up here. Figure out what our next move is. And you can feel the momentum, right? You feel the momentum that we have where we're constantly working. What's your thought process right here? I mean, guys, $5,600, right? We don't have enough for a UAV, but like, look, just you open one crate. Boom, there's our UAV. There's our UAV. Of course, we get the 250 cash out of that. Let's go ahead and figure out what our next move is. There it is, UAV. Oh, got in my left side here, so I got to be careful. You know, that's a 1v1 fight, right? Because his teammate's not back in yet. Where is this guy going? Get back here. Get back here. Where are you? 27 meters. Not 100% sure where he is. It's kind of, he hasn't moved. Just a weird situation. I'm just not confident that I know where that guy is. So what do? We pop UAV. One guy on my level. By the way, remember what I told you about the dots versus the arrows? So this guy right here is ghosted. This guy right here is not, right? Because see how this guy right here is not, right? This guy's an arrow. This guy's a dot. Dot means ghosted. Arrow means not ghosted. It doesn't matter. It's just important to know. This guy's running away. Watch minimap. Watch minimap. Watch minimap. Watch it. Watch it. Yeah. So, guys, I decided not to push this guy here because he's running away. But what I immediately notice is these guys on my level back behind me. Get ready for a decision. Think about when you would shoot right here. I want you to think about when you would shoot.
Enemy spotted.
I mean, how many of you guys have the patience to wait for that second enemy? And why do I not shoot the first enemy? Because I really don't think that I have a good angle on him yet. I really don't feel like I have a good angle. I want to be like 90-ish% sure that I can get the down when I pull the trigger. Because as soon as I pull the trigger, two things happen. Number one, I give away my location in terms of everybody, right? They know exactly where I am. And number two, they're hyper aware and now we're fighting each other. Up until this point, guys, this is a one-way fight. I'm fighting them. They're not fighting back yet. Right? Now they're fighting back. They know where I am. They know they're getting challenged, but I'm in a 1v1 situation. What do we do from here? Guys, high ground, high ground, high ground. I'm always looking for high ground. Right here, we're going to go ahead. We easily get that kill right there. We're at 14. I mean, this is just, you can see that I'm not using movement too much. There's our cash flow, by the way. Great cash right here. We're at almost, do I not get UAV here? Oh, yeah, there we go. Oh. Listen. I explain this. Literally, this is what you get, guys, if you subscribe. I do these live commentary videos on my channel. Again, my whole goal is just to help you become a better player. If you are, make sure you are subscribed down below. But you're in a very susceptible position right here, right? And that's when I took advantage and was able to get that initial down, at which point pressure's on them. Are we going to revive? Are we not going to revive? You know, what I was talking about there was always being aware of when you're in a really susceptible position where you don't have cover, right? You've got to know, like, hey, I'm out in the open here. I'm in a really tough spot. Like, I got to get across the street as quick as possible. I was able to execute on that red skin right there, that Red Riding Hood, that red whatever skin, at which point I'm in that 1v1 fight and we're in a really good position. First thing I notice here is one guy on my level, one guy above. Now, initially, my thought process is this guy's probably rooftop, right? This is probably one guy on rooftop, one down below. But the moment that I push up top here, notice that it's two guys on my level. So we got to pay attention game sense wise, guys, to where it's not only about the initial UAV, it's also about the pings that happen after that tell us, hey, wait, this guy's actually on my level right here. Now we can go in and challenge around this corner. Watch. Knocked. What do you do right here? I'm going to be honest, guys. This was tough because I don't know this building that well. This is a building that I don't know. And this is where map knowledge can hurt you a little bit because I end up working all the way around here. Now, you can see, like, I'm kind of lost as to where to go. At this point, they're reviving, right? And I'm like, where do we go? There's the revive right there. Now, what do we do from here? This is important. Because a lot of you guys are there's going to be people who call me out for cheating here. All I was doing there was shooting the doors open, right? I don't want to, if I barge through these doors, guys, I'm putting myself in a position where I can get shot from literally who knows where. Any angle I can get shot from, right? And there's two enemies. So I don't want to barge through the doors. I'm just going to shoot the doors open. That guy happened to be running across, which is why I get those hit markers, right? Now, from here, I'm like, where's enemy number two? Flashbang? What do you do from here? Well, we weren't really flashed that much, right? One guy was zipped up. One guy flashed us, but it doesn't matter. What do you do from here? I'll be honest, guys. I'm just going to leave him. That guy can go sit up there. I don't even care. Deuces. Sayonara. I'm going to, again, this goes back to the fight in the beginning at blue, right? Like, I just don't care to fight that guy. I don't need to. I know there's other people around here. I can go back. I can work UAV once again. We can grab this bounty contract right here for some information. I don't need to fight that. Guys, we're not playing competitively in a 2v2 kill race. Right? Now, are there fights that we absolutely are going to have to take and you're going to have to find a way to win? Yes. Are there fights that you should take? Yes. Do we have to take that fight? No. But you can see I still take a lot of fights, but there are certain moments where I'm like, guys, that guy just took zip. He's going to sit up there. It's just not worth it. UAV. Right? Like, when I look at this, guys, is this fight at Overlook worth taking? Probably not. Like, let's just go get into zone here. Right? Let's just go focus on... Let's go get into zone here. Let's be smart. There's a bunch of action happening on the other side right here. You know, let's go ahead and part of this live commentary, guys, that I use this for was focusing on fighting in zone as much as possible. Because when you're in zone, it's one less thing you have to worry about. You don't have to worry about gas. So it's one less thing you have to worry about. Big game bounty averted. We got teams to my left side right here. Let's go ahead and... Did I miss that? Wait, did I miss this? Wait, I actually missed this. I want you to keep this in mind, guys. There's teams right here. Okay, I want you to remember these guys right here. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I missed that information. It doesn't cost me, but it could have. Because what you're going to see is I'm thinking about these green ping guys. I'm thinking about, okay, I know these guys are over here. I know I can technically get high ground. There's one guy flying across right there or flying in. Yep, live ping. One guy flying down at me this way. I would have shot that guy if I thought I could get the down, but I didn't think I could. And then this is where I missed that information. I'm going to be honest, guys, in the gameplay, I said I have no idea where that guy came from. But I clearly missed that information on minimap, and that's where that could have cost us. Thankfully, it didn't, but it could have. Now, immediately we work over here. Also, we see the flare. Guys, use these buyback flares to your advantage. Remember, guys, this clutch is going to be, I promise you, if you made it this far, this clutch is perfect. Perfect. There's so many decisions throughout this end game that I want to talk about. We have everything we need. I'm not going to fly over here and be hyper aggressive challenging these guys. We're going to fly high ground, right? We're going to fly across here. We're going to keep our high ground here, put ourselves in a really good position. What do we got? Notice we're in circle here. I know that these guys are right here. Trust me. Just stick with me here. What's the mistake that I make? Watch this. What's the mistake that I make? The mistake that I make is I should have just kept crawling to get to this wall here. That's the play. I should not. There's no need for me to stop right here. There's no need. And I get sniped from Narnia. Legitimately Narnia. Is what it is, guys. HDR, baby. One shot. I should have kept crawling. We're in Googe immediately. Let's go ahead and fight Googe here. Anticipate middle. Anticipate right side. Thermite. Anticipate and pushing middle because that's what is the predictable play. Easy kill right there. Let's talk about respawning and flying back in. Let's go. Dude, I love this end game. What's your thought process right here? Probably not what you would think. My play is not what you would think. Hey, I can land back on my stuff. It's not like there was a team up top here who challenged me and I died. I died from all the way in Narnia over to my right side, and I got sniped from all the way over here. So I've got to be aware that these guys can still shoot me, but like, hey, my stuff should be relatively safe. Should be relatively safe. So I'm going back in. Also, keep in mind that free loadout does drop in 5th circle, right? So let's go ahead and grab all of our stuff here real quick. Keep moving. Make yourself a really hard target to hit. Do not stop moving here, because the moment you stop moving, you could get sniped, and I don't have self-revive at this point. Now, what's your thought process? Guys, the one thing you can't do here, the one thing you can't do is get sniped. Literally, look at circle. So the guys that I got sniped from have to rotate. So all I'm thinking about here is, Joe, just play patient until those guys jump, and then you have roof control. Then you have ultimate high ground here, right? So I've got to be, first of all, we end up seeing this guy over to my right side here in a second. You can see I'm just trying to chill here. Like, I'm trying to, this guy's jumping, right? So we are going to go ahead and challenge this guy here. And what happens? He gets sniped from the guy. Now, what I mean by that, real quick, guys, by the way, this team that's up here and potentially a team that's up here have ultimate high ground. But if you look at minimap, neither of those are in circle. So all I have to do is just chill, and then I'll have power position. I'll have the high ground and cover that I want. Obviously, I got to kill this guy, right? Nice. I'm right back. Joe, just don't. Can't call that in. Right, there's the sniper, just like I said. So, Joe, just stop. Just chill. I'm just waiting. Yep, I'm just waiting. I'm just looking at that on minimap for when they have to jump. Because the moment that they have to jump, I'm good. Right? The moment that they jump, I'm good. One guy to my right side. Trying to keep an eye on this guy here. I don't know if he's high or low. Right? I'm just waiting. I'm looking. And as soon as this is out of circle, there he goes. I saw him jump there with the parachute. You can barely see him. Watch. Watch, watch, watch. Ready? Right about... There. There he is. He's right here. Right? You see him right there? See that parachute? Boom. They jumped. So I'm good here. Now I can go ahead and work my way across. Don't miss that jump. That would have been bad. But I've got ultimate high ground here. I'm in a really good position at this point where I don't really have to worry about anybody else. I mean, I technically have to worry about big over here. I have to worry about people being up top this way. That's it. Just don't get sniped by those guys. That's it. One guy up top here. Again, you see where high ground is just this huge advantage. Get the down. Let's go in mortar. Right? We got car. Don't get sniped because, again, guys, the one downside here is we don't have self-revive, and we can't get self-revive. Why? Because we know there's people still below us here, right? You can't forget that information. What's my thought right here? I mean, this is a pretty bad rotation, guys. I mean, I'm looking for anybody who's late rotating in. How many of you guys... This is you guys. You guys rotate late on the edge of gas, and I'm the one who holds you out. This is why we always focus about being in circle. Focus on being in circle as much as possible. There's the sniper glint, right? So that's the guy that I got to be careful of. Just don't get sniped. Just don't get sniped. What's your thought process? Guys, as soon as we get that next circle, you need to look at, okay, what's my next move? My next move here is simple. Hey, we got a good circle pull. We can stay up top here, right? We can stay on top of high ground. We can stay on top of high ground here. We're just chilling. I mean, there's no... Don't rush. Resist the urge. Look, I can look for kills, but just don't over-peek, don't over-challenge, don't stop moving to the point where you can get sniped. One guy straight ahead of me, I just don't know where he is. I think I saw sniper glint. No, I didn't see sniper glint down below. You know, I only need 2 kills here to be able to clutch the 20. I almost just jumped off the edge. Jumping off the edge would have been really bad too. One guy down below. Again, just, I can find the angle here. I can play this rooftop to find different angles, but just don't fall off and don't get sniped. That's all I'm thinking about. And I'm thinking about these hills. Technically, a sniper with an HDR could have an angle on me from these hills. That's one thing that I am a little bit concerned about here. There's that enemy. Use tracker. Use tracker. That's why I love tracker, because it shows you the outline through trees, through bushes. 19 kills, by the way, guys, so I only need the last one. Still a bunch of people fighting across. Right? Look at all the weapon pings. You can see all the guys fighting out there. Do I care about those kills? Not at all. If I can get them, great. If I can't, I can't. Fighting over to the left side. Weapon pings, right? Those guys are out of zone down below me. I know I should have a pretty good angle on these guys. Dead. One guy sliding down below me. There's one. Let's see what we got here. Okay, what's your thought process as soon as we get that next circle? Now, this is a big one. I don't think you guys make this decision here. We're in a 1v1v1. Okay, so make sure you're paying attention to this right here. Right? Make sure you're paying attention to this right here. Make sure we take note of that right there. 21 kills. Okay. Tough circle pull, completely out in the open. So what is my thought process in this moment? I know that down below me is clear. I also know that buy station is open. Right? We get a bunch of cash here. Joe, you walked by a mortar strike. I didn't see it in the moment. I was more worried about where are these guys, to be honest with you. I was more concerned about where these guys are. This guy's on my level here. One more ping. He's around the corner. So I know where everybody is at this point, guys. Like, I know I did not see that guy initially. I'm going to be honest with you. I saw him right there on minimap when I looked at radar that he was on my level. Right? So I know where these guys are. Now, stick with me here. Okay? We know where the last guy is. What do we do right here? You're in a 1v1 situation. You just got the down. What do you do? You are never going to be able to get this thirst. If you go this way here, okay, a good player is going to play this head glitch, and you're going to play the head glitch, and you're going to end up in a head-on 50-50 situation, full health versus full health. Watch what I do here. If you have not subscribed already, This play right here is where I earn it. Watch. Thermite that way. What do I notice? I notice the cover. I notice the piece of cover here. The loadout crate gives me the head glitch, gives me a great angle to easily kill this guy. 23. Guys, game sense, decision making. I hope you found today's video helpful. As I always say, let's get better today, and I will see you tomorrow.